Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me this evening. My name is Jessica, I'm from VHS, and it's really lovely to meet you and get to know you, but now I'd love to get to know you a little bit more. So why don't we start with some introductions?
My name is Tom, and I'm 27 years old, and I'm living in Hanoi at the moment.
And my name is Juan, I'm 22, and right now I'm living in Hanoi.
Hi, my name is Young, 25 years old. I'm just been back from UK for a master's degree and I'm looking for a job.
Nice, okay, so that's one thing that all of you have in common, is that you've all been abroad, right? Oh, that's really nice. Did you guys also feel very positive about your experience abroad?
Yeah. I think it's kind of mixed for me. I did get some control shocks at first.
Sure.
Like, one of the things is that in UK, everything would be closed after 6 p.m. And it's so different in Vietnam. So like, the real life starts after 6 p.m. The streets get busy, the shops get busy and everything.
Okay, well then when you came back to Hanoi, was it sort of like a big shock back to the busyness and the craziness?
Really, because in the USA, we still have nightlife. So like the mall's still open and there's some store and shop open 24 hours. So that's mostly like where we hang out.
Okay, so you didn't feel that change as much because it was still busy.
Kind of like 10 years in Vietnam. So.
Okay, you were also in a small town, so maybe you felt the change for sure when you came back.
But in my town, it was actually it's a tourist town, so like we also have nightlife there.
Oh, okay.
So, no.
Let's talk about maybe the people or communicating. Did you have any funny stories of, you know, the language barrier coming into play, or maybe a funny misunderstanding or anything like that when you first arrived?
I recall a memory that I had back in Norwich. The city is close to the sea, so about 30 kilometers away from the sea. So during my first week there in Norwich, I went to a small town near the sea. 30 kilometers away from Norwich. I forgot the name of the town actually. But the people there, they spoke a very different accent and dialect compared to people from Norwich, and it was so different that actually people from that town sometimes they don't understand each other.
Oh wow! Okay, so lots of interesting things probably happened there because of misunderstandings.
Yeah, so I went to a seafood restaurant, and the waiter brought the wrong order because there was a miscommunication between him and the chef.
Oh,
and both of them were locals.
That's so weird. I can just imagine them being a foreigner and going, well, how am I supposed to know what's going on if you guys don't know what's going on? Okay, that's hilarious. What about you guys? Did you have any struggles in the beginning communicating with anyone?
Yeah, I remember that was my first orientation at my high school. So we would like talking to each other, and then I asked my friend like to for his Facebook. But then I brought like my Vietnamese accent. And then I said Facebook, and then he was like struggling. And then he thought that I would want a book. Then I was like, but I don't have one. And then I have to write down like on the paper, and it's like, oh, your Facebook, and then he was like, okay, I got it.
Yeah, I think that's part of the fun though, when both of you look at each other and you go, wait, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
What is happening? Okay. Okay, well, since we're on the topic of customer service then, what do you think you would prepare in order to be a good customer service agent?
Well, to me, the first thing is to be patient with the customer. Listen to them. Like you care a lot. Even sometimes you need to flick.
I think also understanding of cultural significance.
That's a good one.
Like for a country like Vietnam, we are so culturally diverse that the difference between the culture in the north and in the south is massive. And sometimes you may be based in Hanoi, for example, you serve the customers in Hanoi, but there are customers living in Hanoi, but they are from Ho Chi Minh City, for example, so they carry that kind of cultural significance from the south to the north, and you need to understand the psychology of people from Ho Chi Minh City to actually understand their problems and understand their needs and try to accommodate it. I think that is well, sometimes we say that customers are unreasonable, but I think that for every person, for every action of a person, they have a certain reason. Yes. And it's kind of our responsibility to identify that unreasonable reason.
Yes.
And try to make it right.
Well, I would say be open-minded. Like you need to receive the idea and other comment from others. Like look from their perspective and getting ideas and everything. So I would say we should not just look from our perspective and then try to adapt them to our perspective.
Yeah, I think certainly. The first thing is that being abroad helps to open your mind to different cultures. You learn to acknowledge people with different cultural backgrounds. Actually, being in the UK helped a lot with that, because UK is kind of a melting pot with different streams of culture pouring in, and each of those immigrants bring their own cultural traits from their home country. So being in a country that also have a lot of diversity really helped me to get the kind of perspective, to be open-minded, to acknowledge people on an individual basis. And I think that's very important when it comes to being a customer service agent.
I remember you say so when you have treat the customer, sometimes you can fake the emotion and the behavior with them, but I would think that's not not a good way to deal with customer, because even though you can fake once or twice, but you cannot do it all the time. In my perspective, because I think even if you fake it or not, you still have to do the job. So either you do it in the right way than just being fake or.
So do you think the customer would be able to sense that maybe you were being fake, and that's why you don't like it?
At first they cannot see it at first, but then after during the time, then they can just feel it. If you really truly have the care for them, something like that.
Right. But I think the problem here is not really about faking it. It's about getting yourself adaptable, because well, there are days when we start to work with a terrible feeling, right? You watch Adventures last night. This is simply as you were having hangover, so you have to fake your emotion at some point, at least as a start, as a positive start for the customers, and then you use your normal communication technique to get on with the customers, to actually get on their emotions, get on their feelings, get on their problems, and solving it in a natural way. But at the start, you would need some kind of stimulation from yourself to actually overcome the kind of psychological barrier at the start. Because we don't have perfect days all the time, right? We don't even have perfect customers all the time. Sometimes the customers are unreasonable or just too impatient to actually listen to our words. So we need to put ourselves into their shoes, and that's a kind of faking, right? But we are not the customers, but we need to put ourselves into their position to actually understand what they were doing, what kind of feeling they may have, and we're trying to sway into be flexible and adaptable to the situation as well.
As long as the genuine feeling that you have is that you genuinely want to help, I think the rest will sort of fall into place, as long as the objective is to solve the problem.
Well, thank you so much everyone for joining me today. I wish you all the best, and I hope everything goes well with you and BHS in the future.